Leah.
Shalom, everyone. Welcome. So glad you're here today. It's such an honor to welcome you all to the program. I'm just going to turn it right over to my wonderful colleagues and co-hosts, Rabbi Samuel Klein and Beth Huppen.
The hidden light. It's like that moment when that eclipse just knocks us sideways. Maybe we were there in the eclipse, the great eclipse. Maybe we were in Oregon watching that eclipse just a couple of years back, when for a moment all was dark and hundreds, if not thousands of people gathered with these weird glasses on to look up at the sky and watch the sky go dark, and then for the sun to reveal itself again. For millennia, we've been fascinated by that moment from darkness, pitch blackness, to light. And particularly at these times, we're here gathering in community to lift the veil, or what it might mean to peek behind that dark screen at the light that has been there always, and to reveal that light to one another through words shared, through song, through poetry, through a smile, through a glance with generosity, all these things that bring joy, especially joy at this time. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. I'm Rabbi Samuel Klein, Director of Jewish Engagement for the Jewish Federation of Greater Seattle. It's really a delight to welcome you here this evening. Myself, my colleague Beth Huppen, educator at Jewish Family Service. It's really a great pleasure to see you. This moment of the Or HaGanuz is a moment that we are in, and it's a moment of recognition that we can reveal the light to one another. Beth.
Yes, the Or HaGanuz, which is Hebrew for the hidden light. We're going to talk about that this evening extensively, and we're going to hopefully experience that hidden light that is available to us on Hanukkah, which we will talk about also. But first, we're going to open it up with a treat from Rabbi Callie Shulman from Temple Deher Sinai. You'll be meeting a lot of different members of the community this evening, and that's part of what's so beautiful about we hope will be about this evening, is that we're bringing a lot of different people together to celebrate this last night of Hanukkah. So, Rabbi Callie.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Rabbi Klein, for assembling us here tonight. As Beth said, I am at Temple Deher Sinai. I'm an associate rabbi there. And, you know, it's been a really weird year. It's been a weird year to be human. It's been a really weird year to be a rabbi, and thinking about what comes next and how we go back, how we move forward. And Hanukkah this year has been such a joy to watch the light grow and to just have a little moment every night where all those questions and all the worries and all the hassle just fades away for like 10 minutes. I noticed my candles burn down very quickly. It's like 10 minutes. But that light, watching it grow, giving us peace, giving us space, has been really grounding for me this year in Hanukkah. And tonight I want to share words from Psalms Psalms are also a really grounding resource in our tradition. They really cover the entire range of human emotion. And the words I want to share with you tonight is I'm going to share a song, a setting of Or Zarua. The setting is by Dan Nichols. And Or Zarua comes from Psalm 97. And it translates to, light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright in heart. So I invite you to upright your heart a little bit. Maybe you're a little slouched. I'm slouched. To be upright in heart. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I think it has something to do with connectivity and being open. And so I'm going to stop talking and start singing. I offer you this tune, a lullaby, if you will.
Or Zarua Latzadik. The light is sown for the righteous. That's one of my favorite lines in Psalms. And it fits perfectly with what we're speaking about tonight, with this light. What light? The mystics understood this light that is sown as coming originally in the first moment of creation. And some of you may know, on the first day of creation, God said, "Let there be light." But on the fourth day of creation, God created the sun, the moon, the stars. So what was the light from the first day? And some of you joined us last week on Thursday. We talked about this in depth. But the idea is, according to the mystics at least, is that this amazing divine light that flows through all of creation and that animates all of us and all of life is with the light, that original light, the Or Zarua, the light that was sown for the righteous. Why was it sown? Why was it planted, as it were, for the righteous? Because if it's not used right, it can cause great damage. But if it's used well, it is the source of all that is good. And so the mystics understood that on Hanukkah, the light of these little tiny candles is a symbol of the light, this hidden light that is available to everybody, not just the tzaddikim, not just the righteous people. We're all righteous people. We all have that in us. And that is the light that we'll be talking about tonight. For me, I've lived in Seattle since 1984, roots in Spokane, and so I'm a native in many ways. And to see the community come together and have a program sponsored jointly by the Jewish Federation, the JCC, the Jewish Family Service, having members of the community from all different parts of the community, not all, but as many as we could fit into an hour. Over the different programs, we're trying to hit all the parts of the community, and it's a huge community. But even making that attempt is, for me, the light. And this is how it gets revealed. Rabbi Samuel, you want to talk about the lighting of the light?
Absolutely. I find that sentence, that phrase, Ora Zarua la Sadiq, right? Light is sown for the Sadiq, a very powerful one that Rabbi Kelly Shulman also just sang. Because what is Sadiq? What did Sadiq mean? So you mentioned the word righteous, and we were talking about this on Thursday last. We were sharing this. What is a Sadiq? And people might recognize the word tzedek, justice, in that word. Sadiq, a righteous person, and tzedek, Hebrew, justice. We were talking about tzaddik not being piety, but rather someone who can walk softly through the world with justice, that their steps through the world are steps in the service of a just cause, of a humane cause. And that the quality of the light is sown with those footsteps, that where they tread in the world, light follows, clarity follows, that they are able to sow the seeds of harmony in places of discord. Are they able to build bridges between individuals, between communities? And that is the quality of light that might be being spoken to. And that a tzaddik is someone who is able to walk in that way through the world, weaving together, knitting together, sewing, as in that double entendre, right? Sewing and resewing, to sow the seeds of light, to actually sow a mantle that is made up of light. And that's really this wonderful and beautiful phrase that comes from tefillah, prayers. And that prayer, we're going to share it on our screen right now, is a prayer from just before the morning Shema. So that prayer is speaking about this illumination, the illumination of the world. And the text of the tefillah says Ha'me'ira, or rather, it's actually here. It's in the feminine form, speaking for the Shekhinah, because this is a song made by Rabbi Joshua Shosky called Ha'me'ira, but in the original text it's Ha'me'ir. So there's a playing there with the idea of the Shekhinah, the feminine, the aspect of the divine that nourishes the world, is Ha'me'ira la'aretz v'ladarim aleha brachamim. In compassion do you, Hashem, source of all life, illuminate the earth. Uvetuva mechadeshet b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh bereshit. And in your goodness do you renew creation each and every day. So there's that sense of renewal, that the illumination that is cast by this hidden light is actually a renewing source. It's a renewable source of spiritual energy. And I found a beautiful passage in one of the books of the Hasidic masters, which is that the light is to be found at the corners of a smile. That wherever there is a smiling face, where there is a partzuf yafeh, a face that smiles, light is sown. It's as simple as a smile. And sometimes we're not feeling a smile, but we smile at someone because we greet them with a face that is open and generous, even if that might not reflect our inner landscape. And so the light that is sown there is a light that is generous and is welcoming. And that is part of what it might mean to be me'ir or me'ira la'aretz, to illuminate, to have a way of walking through the world that is inviting and that invites people in. There is this beautiful song we're going to share with you right now that is made to this text by Rabbi Joshua Wachowski, and this is Hame'ira La'aretz. Hame'ira, the one who illuminates. That is a beautiful song. And if you want to know what it closes with, go check it out on YouTube. It's really quite fabulous. My great pleasure to introduce my colleague Tony Abrams.
Hello, everyone, and happy Hanukkah. I'm Tony Abrams, Community Foundation Director at the Jewish Federation of Greater Seattle. Tonight, I'm going to take you on a journey through time and space, and I'm going to share my connection to Hanukkah and how that intersects with my journey into the Jewish people. We're going to start by traveling back in time to 1995. Meet the somewhat cute and, let's admit, slightly dorky 4th grade Tony. Yes, I was student of the month, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I've kept every single one of those certificates in my memento box. 4th grade was a special year for me because it represented the start of my journey into the Jewish people. My journey into the Jewish people began in an unlikely place, Travis Air Force Base, California, where my dad was stationed. As a kid, one of my favorite places to visit was the base library. I would load up on books and read them all in my bed as quickly as I could so that we could go back and get more. I was a kid of the books long before I joined the people of the books. In 4th grade, I met 2 ladies who inspired the start of my Jewish journey, Rita Wilson and Kira Erba. Rita Wilson was the librarian at my elementary school. I met Rita because as a 4th grader, I volunteered as a library helper so I could go to the library during my recess time. Rita saw something in me and supported me in getting involved in a school play promoting reading. And then when I approached her with a script for the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory play, she helped me put that on, and I got to direct my very first and only play of my life. Kira was my 4th grade teacher. She saw that I loved reading and had a knack for memorizing poems, and she wrote one for me about how much she loved homework on a napkin that I still have to this day. She was also the person who recommended me for the gifted program at my school. While COVID has had many negative effects, one of the surprise positives has been that I've connected with both of them via Zoom recently. One thing these 2 women shared in common is that they were both Jewish. As a Christian at the time, the only thing I knew about Judaism was that Jews celebrated Hanukkah and not Christmas. So that December, I approached my parents because I wanted to get special cards for these 2 ladies who I admired so much. Let me tell you, not easy to find a Hanukkah card in Travis Air Force Base, California. Later that year, I learned a little bit more about Judaism in my 4th grade class and was inspired by the emphasis of doing good in the world. Look at that crazy cursive. Oh, my penmanship hasn't improved since then. I also learned that despite its proximity to Christmas, the shining light at the end of the year for most kids in America, Hanukkah was not the most important holiday for Jews. After that, most of what I knew about Judaism I learned from my favorite cartoon, The Rugrats, where I heard Tommy say, "A Maccababy's gotta do what a Maccababy's gotta do." My favorite episodes of my favorite cartoon were the Jewish ones. There was a depth and a richness to those episodes, whether they were Hanukkah or Passover episodes. In high school, my favorite holiday song was Sinatra's "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," but it was followed closely by Adam Sandler's Hanukkah Song. Perhaps it's my love for the underdog, but it resonated with me that there's all those nice little Jewish kids who don't get to hear very many Hanukkah songs. My now wife was shocked when I had memorized most of the words. In college, I was a seeker, and I left the denomination I grew up in and started to explore. My interest in Judaism continued to grow, so I took a Curious About Judaism class at Temple Beth Am. Pardon my awful penmanship. My notes from this class include a note that while Judaism is a text-based tradition, the text is not Judaism. Judaism is about engagement with the text. Maybe that's where the term God wrestler comes from. I was fascinated by Judaism and owned more Jewish cookbooks than any other culture, but I was too intimidated by Hebrew and feeling alone in the synagogue to move forward in my Jewish journey at that time. Fast forward a number of years, and I met my incredible wife, Kara. Kara's OkCupid profile said that she was looking for someone with a spiritual practice. Needless to say, we talked about Judaism on our first date, and as a text nerd, Kara was only too happy to crack open a Tanakh with me and introduce me to the joys of a Mikraot Gedolot. She was the guide I needed to find my way into the Jewish people. I was inspired by Kara's love of Hebrew and really wrestling with the texts of Judaism, as well as her journey from a mixed heritage home in Eugene, Oregon, to studying to become a Jewish educator at Pardes and her approach to inclusivity. It was with Kara that I finally understood that Judaism was bigger than a religion. It was a peoplehood with a unique culture, values, and set of traditions that could enrich my life. We hosted a Hanukkah party and I cooked my very first brisket, pretty delectable if I do say so myself. When Kara agreed to co-chair Limud Seattle 2018 and 2019, I also jumped on board and became programming team co-lead in both years. When I first began my volunteer role, my conversion process hadn't even been completed yet, and yet I found myself welcomed in by the Limud community and felt like I belonged. Through Limud, I met Jews from every possible background, and while each person had a different relationship with Judaism, all of them shared a love of the tradition and sparked my decision to leave my job as an attorney to join the Federation and serve the Jewish people. Tonight's theme is about sharing the light. As I reflect on Hanukkah's past, I wouldn't be where I am today if Kira and Rita hadn't shared their love of learning and books with me. I wouldn't be where I am if I hadn't learned about wrestling with the text from Rabbi Singer. I wouldn't have found my way in if it weren't for my favorite text geek, Kara. And I wouldn't be here if I hadn't been inspired by the countless Jews I've met through my involvement with Limud and Federation. Each person in my journey shared their passion for this beautiful tradition in their own unique way. 2020 has sometimes felt like we're awash in darkness and isolation. Hanukkah reminds us that we each have a light to share, and even a small light can kindle the light for someone else. Tonight, as we light all of the candles on our Hanukkiot, I want to encourage you to reflect on who's influenced your Jewish journey and how you might share your light with someone else. Chag Hanukkah Sameach. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Shoshanna Stombaugh.
Shalom, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be here. And Tony, thank you for sharing such a wonderful story. And I could tell all of the different places that you visited on your Jewish journey. I'm glad that you're here now. My name is Shoshanna Stombaugh, and I've been a Jewish educator and song leader and lay leader and storyteller in the Seattle area for the last over 30 years. And tonight's story of the hidden spark, I think we just need to know that from the story of the soul of the Menorah, a Helm story, that once our spark is elevated, as it is tonight, we can't lower it. And so we look for this time of darkness through pandemic and into this deep darkness of Hanukkah to find our own spark and light it for ourselves and for each other. So I'd love to share this song with you, Ocho Candalicas. While I'm not from Sephardic background, it is my favorite Hanukkah song, and I hope you'll enjoy it too. Oh, una candalica, dos candalicas, tres candalicas, cuatro candalicas, cinco candalicas, seis candalicas, siete candalicas, ocho candelas para mí. Hanukkah linda está aquí, ocho candelas para mí. Hanukkah linda está aquí, ocho candelas para mí. Oh, una candalica, dos candalicas, tres candalicas, cuatro candalicas, cinco candalicas, seis candalicas, siete candalicas, ocho candelas para mí. Hanukkah's here and soon you'll see, ocho candelas para mí. Hanukkah linda está aquí, ocho candelas para mí. Oh, candalicas, 4 candalicas, 5 candalicas, 6 candalicas, 7 candalicas, 8 candelas para mí. Muchas fiestas vou fazer, con alegrías y placer. Muchas fiestas vou fazer, con alegrías y placer. Last time. Oh, una candalica, 2 candalicas, 3 candalicas, 4 candalicas, 5 candalicas, 6 candalicas, 7 candalicas, 8 candelas para mí. 8 candelas para mí. 8 candelas para mí. Cha, cha, cha. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. And it is my pleasure to turn the screen back to our own Chava Morel.
Thank you so much, Shoshanna. It is such an honor and pleasure to get to sing with you. Don't often get to sing with you because we're often relegated to different places. So this is a wonderful opportunity. And thank you everyone again for being here. It's just bringing so much light into our lives to see each other. And as we think about light, Rabbi and I were brainstorming about how to bring light through song. And this one song really stuck out to us. It was written by a colleague and friend, Rabbi Menachem Creditor, almost 20 years ago, right after 9/11. And he had an infant daughter who is, as you could do the math, she's an adult now, but at the time he was, really worried about bringing this child into a world of violence. And he turned to a text that hadn't really been brought forward in song before, but it was his attempt to choose light in a time of darkness, and just bringing forward that concept that there is so much darkness and there is still light to be found. Can't hear me? Aw, some can, some can't. Anyway, we're going to introduce a song, Olam Chesed, and we'll put the words up so that you can kind of learn it before we sing it, and then we're going to do a little special rendition of it. So let's join together one time in Olam Chesed. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananai, Yananai, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananai, Yananai, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananai, Yananai, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananai, Yananai. I will build this world from love, Yananai, Yananai. And you must build this world from love, Yananai, Yananai. And if we build this world from love, Yananai, Yananai, then God will build this world from love, Yananai, Yananai. We encourage you to all sing with us now that you know the song.
La 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, la 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, la 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, la 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, la 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 la. I will build this world from love. La 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 la. You must build this world from love. La 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 la. And if we build this world from love, la 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 la, then God will build this world from love. La 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 la. Okay, join us. La 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 la. La 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 la. Good time. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. And if we build this world from love, da 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 da, then God will build this world from love. Da 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 da.
Yay. That was fun. I just want you to know that we did that ahead of time. So we pre-filmed that because of the laws of physics, we can't sing together here, and so we had to do it ahead of time. Anyway, just wanted to introduce now my dear friend, colleague, brother, Rabbi Josh. Come on up, Rabbi Josh Weissman, please.
Chag Urim Sameach, happy Festival of Lights. What a delight to be with you all on the 8th night of Hanukkah this year. I'm Rabbi Josh Weissman of Hillel UW, And to get us started, I could just go from one song to the next. I think that's a good way to live. So to get started, I invite you to join me in a nigun that I think will get us in the mood for a little chassidus that I want to share. This nigun is called Tante Devorah's nigun. And Tante Devorah is Reb Zalman Schachter Shlomi's aunt, who taught this nigun to him, and he taught it to us. So in that Hasidic mood, I want to share a teaching from my favorite Hasidic master, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Raditchev, known as the Kedushas Levi, an early Hasidic master. He taught that the good things that God decrees for us on Rosh Hashanah and that are sealed on Yom Kippur are finally seen on Hanukkah. We see them, he says, with full awareness on Hanukkah. They were there all along, ever since Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, but now we know them consciously. And this knowledge of goodness that comes on Hanukkah all takes place through sight, he says, through seeing the light of the candles. So Hanukkah, he says, is all about sight, because we see the goodness by seeing the light. And he teaches further, this revelation of goodness that starts with Hanukkah continues as the holidays progress throughout the year, only with different senses. So from sight on Hanukkah, we go to speech on Purim, because we recite the Megillah and hear it. And we go to taste on Passover, because we eat the matzah. At each holiday, we come to know the goodness that was stored away through one and then another of our physical senses. So Rabbi Levi Yitzchak is layering the sacred calendar onto our senses, onto our bodies, actually. And he's proposing that we consume with our senses, not only these mitzvot of the candles and hearing the Megillah and tasting the matzah, but we also consume the message of goodness that they carry. This is embodied Judaism for real. And there's a deeper level to it as well. Kedushas Levi expresses total faith in this teaching that the goodness is already happening. When we usually think about these decrees on the high holidays, however we understand those decrees, we often think in terms of whether or not certain things will happen in the year. Will it be a good year? Will it not? But Kedushas Levi in this teaching is only focused on goodness, and he's totally confident that by the time Hanukkah rolls around, no matter what else may be going on, at least something good is there to be seen and fully known on Hanukkah. And I think he's right. We're all here on this 8th night of Hanukkah. That in and of itself is goodness right there. And no doubt there's more. But if it were just the light of the 8 candles, Dayenu. So I want to ask you, what's already happening that's good? What do you now know that is good? What can you take this opportunity to see as good in the light of the candles? And putting those two strands together, here's what I think his message is. On Hanukkah and year round, we can know with our senses, with our bodies, that we are blessed with goodness, even in darkness. And that knowledge physically enters and resides in our bodies. And like so many of these Kabbalistic and Hasidic teachings, it would sound too contemporary, too good to be true, if it weren't for the fact that it's right there in our tradition, hidden in plain sight. Embodied Judaism. So I want to close with a question and an invitation to you as we prepare to see goodness in the light of the Chanukiah. Where do you feel goodness in your body? Through sight, through sound, through taste, through touch. Where does it enter and where does it reside? What does it feel like? So as we light the Chanukiah tonight, I invite you to really take a mindful moment. Take in that light, take in that goodness, and notice where it goes. Where does the goodness reside? What does it feel like? How can you store away that light and keep it with you through the rest of this dark winter, this dark time, in your very body? Chagurim Sameach, happy Festival of Lights. And I'm going to hand it over to David Kogut to carry us on.
Thank you. And thank you all so much for joining tonight. My name is David Kogut. I am the music teacher and the head of Ruach, Spirit, for the Seattle Hebrew Academy. And I am honored to join everyone tonight and sing a couple of songs for everyone. I have a good mix of some traditional songs and some modern songs as well. And I am also very pleased to be wearing my beautiful new Hanukkah sweatshirt of the Menorah. So without further ado, we're going to do something called Yemei HaChanukah, and we're going to do the English and the Hebrew for that song as well. Yemei HaChanukah, Chanukah mikdashenu, bagilu v'simcha mimalim et libeinu, laila vayom tzivonenu yisov, סופגניות נאכל גם לרוב, העירו, הדליקו, נרות חנוכה רבים, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות אשר חוללו המכבים, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות אשר חוללו המכבים. Oh Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather around the table, we'll give you a treat. Sevivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Now I'm going to bring to you one more song which is a little bit more modern. It is from one of my favorite artists, a man by the name of Matisyahu, and he has written several Hanukkah songs. So here is one that I just simply love, and I hope you have heard it, and if you haven't, then I hope you enjoy. Yabaram dum dibby dum ba dibby doo, yabaram dum dibby dum ba dibby doo, yabaram dum dibby dum ba dibby doo, yabaram dum dibby dum. Happy Hanukkah, I want to give a gift to you. Light up the night, my love, shine through. From Mount Zion, this is what we do. Bring love to you. Today is the day, tonight is the night. Sons of twilight, come along, get back, take flight. High and twinkling and swindling and shooting in the sky. I'm flying and I'm feeling alright. Light a candle for the one you love. Peace and light from below to above. 8 nights to celebrate till I'm flying in the sky like a dove. Let me unwind as I light up a flame in the name of the Lion of Judah. Drop like a hammer when I fall like the rain. Sun shower, feel the power when I hit like a train. Happy Hanukkah, I wanna give a gift to you. Light up the night, my love, shine through. From Mount Zion, this is what we do, bring love to you. Happy Hanukkah, I wanna give a gift to you. Light up the night, my love, shine through. From Mount Zion, this is what we do, bring love to you. To get into the cosmos, flows and top. When I write to excite, now I'm fighting back. Intertwined with the divine, it's a battle through the spine. It's a battle from the ancient line. Son of King David, Maccabee till the end of time. You're my light in this hardest time. Yes, you bring peace to my mind. Won't you please let me unwind as I light up a flame in the name of the Lion of Judah. Drop like a hammer when I fall like the rain. Sun shower, feel the power when I hit like a train. Happy Hanukkah, I wanna give a gift to you. Light up the nights, my love, shine through. From Mount Zion, this is what we do, bring love to you. Happy Hanukkah, I wanna give a gift to you. Light up the nights, my love, shine through. From Mount Zion, this is what we do, bring love to you. One more time, Happy Hanukkah, I wanna give a gift to you. Light up the nights, my love, shine through. From Mount Zion, this is what we do, bring love to you. Love to you. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Wow, that was beautiful. So many heart-opening presentations, music, stories, teachings. I'm thinking about the song Olam Chesed Yibaneh. If we build the world with love, then God will build the world with love. A very Hasidic, mystical Jewish idea that it starts with us. It starts in our bodies, as Rabbi Josh was talking about. It starts in our bodies, and we make it happen. And we're making it happen tonight. So we are now at the point in our program where we will light the menorot. So if you have not lit the candles and you have a menorah, you get it out. This is the time to do it. We will do it together. We are very honored to have with us tonight Mr. Shlomi Kaufman from the Consul General at the Israeli Consulate in San Francisco. And we're thrilled to have him with us this evening, and he will say a few words to introduce before we begin the actual candle lighting. I'm just going to tell you the whole program now, so it'll just go from one person to the next. We'll have first Mr. Shlomi Kaufman say a few words, and then we'll go right into the candle lighting. And the three CEOs from the three sponsoring organizations will be participating. Rabbi Will Berkovitz from Jewish Family Service will say the first blessing, and then we'll go to Nancy Greer, the CEO of the Jewish Federation, for the second blessing. And then Chava Morel will sing Mo Tzur, and everybody's on mute so you can sing along. And then Amy Lavin, who is the CEO of the Stroum Jewish Community Center, will finish us off with one final blessing, because this is a very special night, a first time we've ever done anything like this. So she will tell you about the blessing she's doing. You could probably guess what it is. And then Rabbi Samuel will close us out. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you to all our participants. And I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Shlomi Kaufman. And thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you, Beth, and it's wonderful to be with you from San Francisco. And David, thank you so much for your beautiful singing. It's from our love to you and to the community in Seattle, which I miss dearly because I haven't had the chance, and we haven't had the chance really to travel in the past 8-9 months since the COVID started. But I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to speak and to bring greetings from the state of Israel, and I will love to all of you. And again, thank you for inviting me this year. And Nancy, it's so great to see you, and it's wonderful. It's been a long time. And the rabbis, thank you for being here and keeping this community strong. And I can feel here this strong spirit of this community, which, like all of us here in Israel, has been everybody's kind of has been tested and been through a very challenging and difficult year, whether it was it was family separation, isolation, economically, and for so many different reasons. But I do hope, and I'm very optimistic, that this Hanukkah and the lights of this Hanukkah, with the news that we heard about the vaccine, and in different places, here and in Israel and other places, will bring the light and the hope, and will open the door to coming back to our normalcy, to all what we knew before. We'll learn our lessons. We'll adjust, but we can next year we can come back to all what we know, to see our families again in person, to hug our friends, and to visit Israel. So I really wish that next conversation with this community, with you, with all of you, will be back in Seattle or in Israel. A big and strong hug from here to all of you, a strong love and a lot of light this Hanukkah. Thank you so much, and Hanukkah Sameach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של חנוכה. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שעשה ניסים לטובנו בחיים ההם בזמן הזה. מעוזו ישועתי לך נאה לשבח תיכון בית תפילתי ושם תודה נזבח לעת תחיד מטבח מצר המנבח אז אגמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח אז אגמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח. Rock of ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
Traditionally, the Shahahianu is the prayer thanking God for bringing us to this moment. Typically, it's recited only on the first night. We will recite it tonight as a community to express the gratitude for all of us gathering here together. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehahianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, source of life, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and who has brought us together in this moment. Amen. And with that, I'm happy to return it back to Rabbi Samuel Klein. Thank you.
This is, as Amy just said, Shehachianu, a Shehachianu moment, to look out across the whole of Seattle and beyond, all the way across from, I saw some Tarzana, I saw San Francisco, places far, far and wide, where we see each other, if but through a glass darkly. And that is, a clarion call for this time. to see one another, to truly see. May this community gathering, as Rabbi Josh said, bring a sense of nourishment to our bodies, to our souls, to what it means to feel connected to one another. Even if we just scroll through these screens right now and just see the faces that are here by the Menorah, really and truly, this is She'achianu. This is a sustaining place, even online, even here. Beth.
All I can say is Amen. And I can say that seeing all these faces, the spotlights just coming into everybody's homes, tears in my eyes. And the light of Hanukkah is no longer hit. The light, that original light of the first day, the Or HaGanuz that was sown. The Hebrew is sown with an O, but we can do the pun with an E as well. Sown, stitched into the fabric of the world. You know, I hope we've all seen it tonight. I know I have. And I look forward to gathering again on Purim. God willing, by then, maybe we can be doing some things in person. But I will say that we've been doing since Pesach, and gathering together has been a source of revealed light for me, and I hope for the rest of us. And having so many different people participating in these different events over the times that we've been together, we will continue. I feel commitment, and I thank you, Rabbi Samuel, for initiating this, the commitment to continuing to open the circle wider and wider and wider. So I want to pass it back now and to the amazing gift in this community, Chava Morel. And if you want to stick around, we'll sing some more. Leave on your Chanukiot and leave those candles out, and let's enjoy some time with Chava. Thank you again to the Federation, to the JCC, and to Jewish Family Service. Chava.
Thank you so much, Beth and Rabbi. We have no plans. So if you want to sing a Hanukkah song, then you need to put it in the chat. And so I will be taking requests right now for all the Hanukkah songs, but I'll just start with one. Sivivon sof 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 Chanukah hu chag tov, Chanukah hu chag tov. Sivivon sof 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 Chag simcha hu la'am. Nes gadol haya Hasham, nes gadol haya Hasham. Chag simcha hu la'am. Sivivon sof 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 Chanukah hu chag tov, Chanukah hu chag tov. Sivivon sof 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 Sov na sov kol vachol. Nes gadol haya po, nes gadol haya po. Sov na sov kol vachol. Sivivon sof 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 Chanukah hu chag tov, Chanukah hu chag tov. Sivivon sof sof sof. All right, the requests are rolling in. We're going to do the Latka song by Debbie Friedman of blessed memory. If you want to open another browser, you can look up the lyrics and sing along. I can put it in the chat. Should I put it in the chat? I should. It's right here. Okay, I have it. It's hard to do, though.
We'll do it for you, Chava.
Okay, thank you. I'm like trying to do it with one hand. Okay. I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scouting oil in town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking as I do. I need someone to take me out and cook me, or I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. Every holiday has food so special. I'd like to have that same attention too. I do not want to spend life in this blender,
wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and charoset are for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Blintzes Ashavut are delicious, and gefilte fish no holidays without. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. It's important that I have an understanding of what it is that I'm supposed to do. You see, there are many who are homeless, with no jobs, no clothes, and very little food. It's so important that we all remember that while we have most of the things we need, we must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones to feed. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, oh yeah, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I could have gone on with that one forever, but we have other requests. Mi Yimalel is a great request that some people have even written in Hebrew, so we'll do it in Hebrew and in English. Again, I hope it's on a song sheet somewhere. These are the same songs from when I was a kid, so they're probably available. Mi Yimalel Gvurot Yisrael Hotan Mine Ein B'chol Dor Hakum Hagibor Goel Ha'am Mi Yimalel Gvurot Yisrael Hotan Mine Ein B'chol Dor Hakum Hagibor Goel Ha'am Shma Bayamim Ha'hem Bazman Hazeh Makavi Moshiach Upodeh Uvyamenu kolam Yisrael Yitached Yakum Behigael. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Hark! In days of yore in Israel's ancient land, brave Maccabeus led the faithful band. And now all Israel must as one arise, redeem ourselves through deed and sacrifice. I hope y'all ready to redeem yourself through deed and sacrifice. Let's do I Have a Little Dreidel. Did you all know that this is an important local song with a local background? Anyway, yes, this song, which is one of the most famous Jewish songs of all time, was written by Samuel Goldfarb, who was the music director of Temple to Her Sinai before I was born. Anyway, you might know the song, so sing along. I have a little dreidel. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin, and when it gets all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Yay. I think I thought I saw one from my dad. Yes, my dad requested a song. Am I still singing, Rabbi?
You're still singing.
I could go on.
Loud and bright.
This is my last chance to sing Hanukkah songs this year.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out to my dad, Rabbi Morel. He requested this song by Debbie Friedman. Should I do it? Or should we do another song? What do you think?
I think if Dad's asking, you know.
Okay. Okay. Only because you said so, Rabbi. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Yay. So again, I could continue to go on and fulfill the other requests that have come here. It's totally up to the people in charge of this program.
Well, here's the thing. We have 85 people who've chosen to stay on for another 15 minutes. So let's do it. Let's do one more. Let's do one more song.
Okay, this is one of my favorites. It's called Light One Candle by Peter Yarrow. And if you want to look up the lyrics, or if they're there, they're really powerful. And there's one intention for each candle of the 8 nights of Hanukkah. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, let anger not tear us apart. Light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
Hum ha 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 hum ha 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 ha.
We're just getting going now. That was. Can you take over, Chava? Can you do this? Can you do that, Menorah? Okay, we're gonna have the live version. Ready? Ready? Much better. Let's go for the live version of this. Let's get some energy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hum, 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 hum. sing it together, everyone now. Home, 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 home. Everyone should just unmute one time. Come on now. Home, home, Other voices.
We have defeated the tyranny of the mute function. This is the Hanukkah story. Let it be said. Let it be told in faraway lands that it got done here. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hi, Hanukkah
So
Song.
much.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Wonderful
Hanukkah,
evening.
everybody. Thank you for
Happy
joining
Hanukkah.
us.
Hanukkah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Thanks again.
Happy Hanukkah!
Happy
everyone.
Hanukkah!
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone!
Love you.